駆け抜けた私たちの季節青い光の乱反射で手を振る君が見えなかったよせめぎ合いもっときらめいて自分を超えてゆくから甘えたさなきを脱ぎ捨てて
It's all girls. There's no guys, no teachers, no pets. In the world of Blue Reflection, school is life and is occasionally attacked by the extraterrestrial. This is actually the future of the world. Fun fact, we all died in 2020. Okay, real story now. Entities known as the Sephirot have been fighting for control over Earth and created humans somehow. Apparently, humans need to be checked every now and then because even though the Sephirot created them, they also want to make them go extinct. Death, who is a god / Sephiroth, won the infighting and has been keeping most of humanity's extinction on pause due to his position, but other Sephirot are still attacking Earth. Humans who became wise of their origin created the Common, again, somehow, and threw it the power of reflectors to combat the opposing Sephirot. I found all of this to be very superficially explained near the end of the game, but that's the plot I got at least. However, I am curious as to how this will set up the sequel, since Hina made the decision to eliminate the role of the Overseer. The future of Earth is uncertain, due to the possibility of more powerful Sephirot arriving, and with Yuzu and Lime gone, Hina will have to defend the school alone from now on. I want to talk a bit about the ending as well before moving on to characters. I liked it. It's quite bittersweet, but also very melancholic. In the end, Hina does get a wish, but instead of using it towards her original goal, which was her leg, she uses it to preserve her memories of being a reflector. It's quite depressing knowing that Hina is the only one that remembers Yuzu and Lime. None of the other girls will remember. Or perhaps they will, because of the rings. For now, I'll watch the anime. It's called Blue Reflection Ray. Why did they just call it Blu-ray? Maybe I'll learn more about the world through it. Alright, time to talk about all 15 girls. Yeah, fucking right. I don't even know 15 real girls in real life. So to make this simple, and also quick, I want to talk about Hina, Yuzu, and Lime, and briefly about the other girls. Hina is quite an enjoyable protagonist. From the beginning, you can tell that she's quite depressed and closed off to others because of her leg injury and her status changing from the special class to the regular class. She keeps to herself and even expresses her anger or unwillingness to get involved with others as seen with Harin and Kei. Over the story, she matures to understand that despite her current status, she was a role model to both Yuzu and Lime, and all the other girls don't think differently of her despite her injury. The word reflector also has more significance for Hina than any of the other characters. She occasionally reflects on how her life was before her injury, and compares herself to the other girls, envying their talents or capabilities. Hina's main struggle throughout the game is relatability, but comes to understand that everyone has their own internal struggles, and that it's okay to have them. When it comes to the Shijo twins, I wish they did expand on their past a bit more. All I learned was grandfather bad, was experimented on, got into an accident, and was brought back to life. Unfortunately, there's not too much characterization to either of the twins, since most of their interactions come as a pair, rather than as an individual. Yuzu does have the best reflector outfit though, and I love the grape hairbands and the purple colors. She also plays the funny girl, the Lime's more serious personality. It's a common duality, but I still enjoy it. As for Lime, she has the best skill animations with Mr. Bear. Hopefully we'll be able to see more of them in the sequel, or at least perhaps their presence. As for the other girls, the game really said, I'm going to make 75% of the chapters dedicated to characters, and the last 25% to Sephirot lore. I don't mind this change of pace at all. It really made the game feel more like an anime, where each character gets a focus every chapter. However, I felt that the game didn't do enough to involve these girls that we got to know. There aren't any group hangouts with the entire team. We know that canonically all the girls take part in the Sephirot fights, so there are many opportunities for everyone to have an event together, but it is a shame, and I do understand that the story and the world are very narrow. As such, the story also progresses linearly without any extra content. To be honest, I was a bit worried that this would be a one and done game similar to Soul Hackers 2, but I'm glad that there is an anime and a sequel game to expand on the world and perhaps even all the girls that we've come to know. But that's all that I have on characters, and I'm calling it now. Yuzu and Lime are technically not dead. They're just in the common, waiting to be reincarnated for the next game. Or anime. The gameplay loop is very simple and linear. Chapter begins, introduces a new girl goes rampant, find fragment in hollow and stabilize it, conclusion. In between each chapter, Hina completes missions that come in two categories, common and item crafting. I wouldn't say there's anything extraordinary about the missions or the crafting. Each chapter though is fully voiced, which is appreciated, and you can text your girlfriends for more interactions. It's worth to note that you don't have to do every mission to progress the story, and I did enjoy that levels were gained strictly from the story, so farming is solely for items. Finally, I want to point out the great quality of life of having my HP and MP restored after every battle. Since the game doesn't really have a comprehensive item or consumable system, it's nice not to have to worry about resource management when exploring. Finally, there is a replay value to the game. When inviting girls out, depending on your dialogue choice, you gain different fragments. The descriptions aren't that different, but it does result in new dialogue reactions. And that's all I have to say about this very aesthetically pleasing shoujo game. Very nice change of pace with pretty girls and pretty demons. Okay, maybe not. I know I dragged this series, sorry. Still not as bad as I did for Judgment though. I did it because I had final exams, gacha game updates, and a convention approaching, all in very close proximity, so I wanted to focus on one thing at a time. But with this title done, I am very excited to enter the fall with back-to-back FromSoft titles of Armored Core 6 and the Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree DLC, which are both very similar in gameplay to Blue Reflection, by the way.